demonstrating just how powerful this swell is appearing here, the beach at Hemsby, with these waves crashing onto the beach. The wind's blowing down, coming down the North Sea. And you may find this hard to believe, but where I'm standing now, just over 3 years ago, there was a house here. And the house belonged to Steve and Jackie Connolly. And on the night of the storm surge of December 2013, their house, along with other houses here in Hemsby, were lost to the sea.
Don't look too close to that because that would be very unsafe. You can see much going on it. It's not big, it's not.
What are you going to do now?
It was one of the most dramatic incidents seen along the East Coast in recent years. 6 homes were washed into the sea. Luckily, no one died.
Now, 3 years on from that fateful night, there's a real concern that could happen all over again. And not too far from where I'm standing, just down there, the remaining houses here on the Marams are being evacuated.
But not everyone here has taken the advice to leave their homes. I'm spending the day with local resident Paul Ray, who's decided to stay put, despite his home being just yards from the sea.
Are you worried living here? Are you worried about what's going to happen tonight?
A little, not a lot, yeah. I'm not going to leave the home now. I'm going to stay here. The wife has got to stay here too. And all I'll do is stop there with a torch tonight and make sure that everything's okay. And if everything is okay, I shall stay here. But if things are a little bit dodgy, and I start taking the sand away and the dunes away and that, I have a place to go to. So yeah. I am safe.
Are you insured living here?
Yes, I've got insurance on the place, so I'm covered and everything. But I still don't want to lose
No, of course you don't, absolutely. No. I mean, obviously what happened 3 years ago, the people that lost their homes here, that must be firmly in your mind when you get storms like this.
I'll never forget that. I was part of the crew who helped to unload some of the materials and furnish it from one of the bungalows out there. So that's something that will stick with me all the time. On occasions like this, with the one-off, that we might get a surge and a piece of land taken away tonight, well, just keep your fingers crossed and keep an eye on it.
How cold it is right now. But if you live in a place like Hemsby, the three things you're going to worry about, the kind of holy trinity of the conditions, if you like, are things like this. You've got a spring tide, so lots of water coming down the North Sea. And if you've got a high tide that converges with strong winds at the same time, then you're going to really worry because the wind behind all this water coming down the North Sea creates a surge which then crashes into where people live.
But Hemsby wasn't alone in fearing the worst. And on the East Coast, people were anxiously waiting the tidal surge. At Felixstowe Ferry, they were doing what they could to prepare for flooding. Along the coast at Jaywick in Essex, people were being advised to leave their homes and get to safety at a local shelter. While in Great Yarmouth, the council were providing thousands of sandbags, and emergency services warned 5,000 homes needed to be evacuated. 17 severe flood warnings were in place, the highest alert meaning to life. Cromer was one of the first places to feel the full brunt of the surge. Onshore winds worsened the effect of the high tide. 25 miles away at Hemsby, residents were anxiously waiting their turn to be hit by the tidal surge. I'm back with Paul to check on the state of the sea at the back of his home. The wind is not onshore here. Things might be okay.
Quite a long way up there now, down you can actually see the concrete blocks now, but they put in there in 2013, which is helping tonight, but that's not efficient really. But we say, if we didn't have those, what happened? That'd take another piece of the cliff away.
When you moved here, did you think that you'd be spending evenings like this, checking the sea?
Never.
But people would say, then why did you move here in the first place?
Because I love the place.
Yeah, that's right. I suppose but it's a risk you take.
That's a risk you take when you live on the coast. Yeah, the risk you take, but that is a lovely place to live, Hemsby. I like it, yeah.
Like many places up and down our coast today, it's been really dramatic at times. There's been a lot of fear, a lot of apprehension as to what could happen with this storm surge. But thankfully, it looks as though it's kind of coming to an end, and Hemsby has dodged a bullet this time.
tidal surge might not have been as bad as people feared, but even so, it caused considerable damage. Cromer in Norfolk took a real hammering. The pier and dozens of beach huts were damaged. The cost of repairs is estimated at hundreds of thousands of pounds. 2 days later, a man was killed in Thorntoness in Suffolk when a cliff collapsed on top of him. A tragic reminder of just how dangerous erosion can be. In Hemsby, this time around, no homes were lost, but some sea defences were dislodged and had to be replaced. But what does the future hold for places like Hemsby? Is there a long-term solution to protect our coastal communities?
The coast of Norfolk, Suffolk and Essex is very low lying. A lot of it is below sea level, in fact. Secondly, as you can see here, it's a very soft coastline and it erodes really fast when the waves hit on it. In fact, the fastest eroding coastline in Europe in Norfolk and Suffolk.
So how quickly is the landscape changing?
The landscape here has always been changing really fast. 6,000 years ago, we could have walked over to Holland here. The North Sea wasn't here, but as it's been coming in, the coast has been eroding back and back and back to where we are today. And I think the challenge for the future is with the volatility of the weather we're seeing and the increased surges coming down the coast, that erosion is likely to accelerate.
Given what's happened, what can be done to protect this coastline?
Well, we are already spending hundreds of millions of pounds on this coastline to maintain it and to build new defences. And we will continue to do that in the future. But we can't protect everyone, everywhere, all the time from these big surges that are coming down. And that's why it's so important that we do our warning and informing people when we think there's a big surge coming down so they can take appropriate measures to protect themselves.
Every time there's a storm surge, you have to evacuate homes, you have to get emergency services involved. Is it more cost effective to, say, build sea defences everywhere?
We'd have to build a big concrete wall all around East Anglia. That would cost billions of pounds, be very ugly, and probably not the sort of thing that people would like.
They've got some makeshift kind of sea defences here that the community in Hemsby has done themselves. They managed to sink some concrete here. Is this the kind of thing that you could help them with? Could you add some more sea defences here as the Environment Agency?
This is something that the community have done as a pilot, and the local authority are monitoring this and assessing whether this is going to work and last into the future. And if they think it will, then they'll put a proposal into us for funding, and we'll look at that very positively and work with them and the community to see what we can do to help them.
Just look at that. Look how calm it is today. Stark contrast to what it was like during the storm surge. And thankfully, it was nowhere near as bad as people thought it could be. But lots more sand has been lost from the sand dunes over there, which means the houses on top are at more risk than ever. And if you live anywhere along the east coast, when a storm surge is forecast, of course you're always going to fear the worst. On this very